Have you finished all the what ifs? I thought the
Did
zombie
you?
one. No, I thought the zombie one was the last one, so I haven't watched since then.
Oh,
And then
yeah. There's
Hawkeye, like
three
or 4
after
more.
that.
Yeah. Hawkeye starts.
Yeah.
They put the first 2 episodes out Thanksgiving weekend.
Yeah. Oh, He-Man. He-Man will be Thanksgiving weekend also. Part 2 of Masters of the Universe. Man, I had a hangnail and I got rid of it, but like I must have gotten something in my finger because like this whole end of it like swole up really bad. Like it swelled up so bad, like I felt it. I felt like the end of my finger was gonna like just fucking pop off. And so I like basically like lanced it myself. I just found a pin and like ran a lighter over it and then fucking drained the pus. I did. I got it drained. But oh my God, it fucking hurt so bad. And then I put that pin in and I immediately felt relief.
Oh, Ethan Hawke's in a weird trailer. Have you seen the Black Phone trailer?
I watched that this afternoon.
Looks freaky as shit.
Yeah. Very interesting like take on a movie. Looked kind of cool. Like the kids in there and then the kids that he killed are trying to help him get out.
As long as they don't do some kind of stupid like Inception thing where it's like, and he's actually the kid.
All right. I'm going to start this show in 40 seconds. All right. So now, 40 seconds. We got to do a 40-second cold open. Ready and go. Well, now it's less than 40 seconds.
Oh, no. Now our cold open's warming up. We're getting warmer and warmer to the start. I'm trying to think what's been happening, Richard. How have you? How you been doing? You doing all right?
I've been. Oh my God, Sean! So much apple cider.
Yeah,
I bought 10 gallons. I bought 10 gallons of apple cider.
How long is it going to last you?
It's going to last me. It's already gone. I
Gold cider.
It's so delicious.
Yeah, you just drink it straight too, don't you?
I do.
How do you think it would be if you boiled brats in apple cider? Like
I don't know. Why would you? I feel like that would be a waste of the cider.
Well, I mean, you could drink it after.
It'd
just be a little bit more meaty. Sounds delicious.
You frighten me sometimes with your culinary choices. Like you scare me as a person.
Yeah, it's only scary if it tastes bad.
I mean,
what do you think?
As our Saint Anthony Bourdain tells us, you should risk the bad meal for the chance at a good meal.
Yeah, because I mean, think about it. What happens like the first person that's like, hey, I'm going to eat this red thing that came out of the ocean that looks like a bug. Everybody's like, you sure about that? What are you going to do with it? I'm just going to boil it.
They used to serve those in prison.
Nasty
and now
creatures.
What?
Now they're like $60 a head.
Oh, I love me some sea bugs.
Mm-hmm. Oof.
I haven't had one for a minute.
Ooh, it's almost Christmas time. Are we talking lobsters or crabs? Or both?
mean, either.
Yeah.
Both. Yeah.
Well, Christmas Eve, that's what our crabs, that's what we do. Cook some crabs up.
Yeah, that's a good point. You've never invited me over, jerk.
Well,
bro's this long, and have I eaten? And you've never let me look and or touch your crabs.
Well, I mean, it's always kind of spontaneous. You have it the same day every year. Well, I mean, spontaneously the same day.
Sometimes it's at 1 o'clock. Sometimes it's at 10 after.
Sometimes it's a Monday. Sometimes it's a Tuesday. It's whatever the 24th falls on. It's spontaneous.
Spontaneous. I like to mix it up. Sometimes it's lunch. Sometimes it's brunch. All right. Get myself all situated. Look at Sean's pretty face. And then start a show.
Ooh, dude, my beard has been looking good. It's been on point.
Mine, I need to shave mine. I need not shave it, but I need to trim mine.
I like the thin, and then it gets fuller at the bottom.
Mm-hmm.
And that's tough because you got to be careful where you trim. Because if you trim wrong, jack it all up.
Agreed. Mine's getting very shaggy. I don't like
Surely
it.
There's an Amazon like thing you put on your face and you just shave it and it works. But
I bet there is. And then like the thing is that you'll get it. Like you'll order it, like you'll see it and you'll go, oh, that's perfect. That's what I need. And then you buy it and then it shows up at your house and it's like just like a little like it's like something that you could have like cut out a piece of cardboard and like done the exact same fucking thing and just been like, nyeh. But you're like, I spent $45
and it came broke.
So then you'll use it because you don't want to be seen as, you don't
wasting $45.
Yeah, you don't want to waste. You don't want to be seen as wasting $45. And so then Tiffany will be like, that's just a piece of cardboard, right? And you're like, no, NASA scientists said that this would work in space. Where are you gonna be in space? Why do we need Teflon? Roasted. Why do you drink Tang? I don't drink Tang. Well,
you would if you were an astronaut.
Got him. I'm going to go shave.
Damn it. You fucked up, didn't you? No, I wanted it all gone.
It broke, didn't it? Shut up.
Married life sucks.
I hate it here. What's up, everybody? I'm Richard.
And I'm Shawn.
And we're speaking the language of bromance. And today, Shawn, I'm going to give you a choice. Because that's the kind of guy I am.
This isn't a Sophie's choice, is it?
It's a Sophie's choice in the sense that it's the opposite because both options will make you happy.
Oh, good. I thought you were going to be like, I'm either going to cancel the podcast or shoot your dog. Like, well, I guess shoot my dog.
You really would pick that? You're a monster.
because that's Tiffany's dog, and if you shot Tiffany's dog, you and I both would be dead.
John Wick it. She John Wick us.
Yeah, you should see she's seen videos crocodiles like biting little dogs or snakes, and she's like, if that happened, I'd just tear the shit out of that thing. And like she means it too. It's not like like when you hear people say like, oh my God, if this happened, I would run in and I'd karate chop them and do all this stuff. And you're like, yeah, whatever. But Tiffany, if something happened to her dog, yeah, she would cut a dude.
Okay, so question. All right, so let's say
does she love the dog more than me? Yes, Richard. Yes, she does.
I mean, I was going for a more opaque question, something not so obvious. So if you see a video of like a dude walks up and punches a dog in the face because he doesn't like it, like obviously like that dude's an asshole, right? But like if you see a video of a dog barking at a crocodile and then the crocodile like one swallows the fucking little yappy dog, whose fault is that?
Richard, are you predator shaming right now?
I'm not. No, I am not predator shaming. I'm genuinely asking. Asking because if a dog is yipping at a dude and the dude's like, fuck you, little dog, punch right in the mush. Like obviously that dude's an asshole.
Yeah, because the dude should know better.
Exactly. But like if the dog's like yipping at a howler monkey, and then the howler monkey like full on slaps it across the face.
First off, that video would go viral.
It would.
Second, I mean it's always
is what we call TikTok magic.
That's what's interesting about like the yippy dogs, because like we have a little one and she is very much yippy. Like she'll like try to find so we inherited 3 cats in this place. And these cats all have their claws, and she's run outside to bark at them. And she's like 13, and it's kind of one of those things, like it works because she scares them away. She's legitimately like run up to dogs like 100 times her size and scared them away. So for her whole life, if anything comes near her, she knows she can scare it away, right? So she saw a crocodile. Right. Like in her mind, it's like, well, this has worked for 13 years. Why wouldn't it work on this thing?
Yeah. Yeah, it worked on the small things with long tails. This is slightly larger, but it's still got a long tail on it. Like, why not?
Yeah, and it looks like a log, fucking stupid log thing.
Yeah, it looks like it lost all its fur too, fucking idiot. Stupid idiot.
It's got small legs. It can't even scratch its ear. It doesn't even have ears. Fucking stupid dog.
Fuck. Ruff. Chomp.
Yep, and it's like mistakes were made.
Yeah. But I'm saying, like, do you get mad at the crocodile?
No, I mean, it's like the dude that, so the one I was talking about, this dude's like kind of like a Florida badass because he's in like knee deep water, has a cigar in his mouth, and he's pulling like this gator mouth up. And it was a smaller gator, like might have been like 4 feet long or whatever. Pulls it up, pulls its teeth apart, pulls his little dog out, and like walks away like, don't fucking eat my dog, gator. And didn't lose a cigar.
The video you see of the guy that full on charges at a fucking kangaroo and punches it in the fucking face.
I just saw that one again today. The one where like the video, the one
dog, like isn't there like a dog that's like barking at it, and then the kangaroo gets all pissed at the dog, and the dude like runs out there, is like, get away from my fucking dog, punch.
Yeah, well, so I didn't see the beginning.
He does
of the
this,
dog
like, full on like running. Oh, wow!
Like the one I see, like the dog is standing there and the kangaroo like has its arm around it, like it's embracing it. And so like they're both looking at him as he's running, like, oh shit, he just caught us in interspecies erotica. Like we were about to bone. And so he runs up there, and then the dog and the kangaroo start kind of tussling, and he walks up and full on punches the kangaroo in the face.
Yeah, he rears back like he's coming from fucking downtown and just fucking brings the heat.
Yeah, but then they both kind of like step up to each other, like they both flare up. Like, what's up, bro? You want to go, bro? Let's go, bro. I think he punches him a second time.
Like they're both Coldplay fans.
And so then he walks away like, yeah, fucking won that fight. Then the dog went after it again, though. So that's kind of on the dog, I guess. But no, in those situations, it's kind of like it's nature being nature, right? Like the gator saw something it could eat. The dog saw something that thought it could scare away or play with or whatever.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Although, I mean, it's a good thing to ask. Like, I'm sure there are like serial killer-esque like animals out there that just like to kill. Like statistically, there has to be.
I don't know. I feel like you're projecting human emotions onto animals.
I don't know. I mean, these cats have killed a lot of mice in this place for no reason.
Well, I mean, cats are a completely different story. Cats
will kill for pleasure, Shawn.
Yeah, cats are a tool derived from the devil himself, simply put upon this earth to not give a shit whether we live or die. Their only purpose is to watch.
Although, Richard, one of our cats actually will hug you, which it may be that like, and she'll like rub up in my beard, which she may just be sizing me up.
Yes, that's exactly what's happening.
Yeah,
she's feeling for your carotid artery.
Yeah. She did bite me last night.
Yeah, right when you're sleeping, just whoop. And then while you're bleeding out, she's just going to sit on your chest.
And purr.
Meanwhile, you're clutching at your neck in a futile attempt to live.
And the other cats have Tiffany in the corner with their claws out.
Yeah. She's knitting him a sweater.
Yep. Like, you watch him die. This got dark.
Shit got weird.
Mm.
So completely off track, but you have two choices. Okay. I'm just going to say past or present, and that is going to dictate what the show is going to be about.
Oh man.
It's past or present.
It's been a minute since we've gone to see what our Christmas past is. So why don't we do some past on this one?
Okay. We're going into the past. All right, Shawn. Well, in that case, I'm going to tell you about a man named Henry Barry Lowry.
Ugh.
That's his full name.
Yeah. I would go by Hank B. Larry.
Not Larry, Lowry.
Oh, Hank B. Lowry.
Lowry.
Are we talking about the guy who invented the seasoning? The Lawry salt?
No, that was a steakhouse, I think.
Oh, was it?
Yes.
I don't know.
It's a steakhouse.
It's not bad. It's slightly overrated, but it's okay.
I completely agree. It is. I feel like it is overrated.
Yeah. I'm a fan of, like, in terms of seasonings, like going and just finding like a random one and trying it out. Like, I love finding like just random seasonings.
Wait a minute. What's like what? Like what do you consider a random seasoning?
Like, so I won't get like Lawrys seasoning. Like, I'll find like, oh, there's this like, mom and pop shop steak seasoning, and I'll get that and try it out.
Oh, I see. I just use salt and pepper. Just salt and pepper.
Yeah, I like the mixes though. Like, I like a little garlic salt or like a little garlic mix or some other kind of peppers and stuff. Like, you can get away with salt and pepper. Don't get me wrong, but I kind of like.
See, like let's say we're just talking about steak. If I use salt and pepper, if I want to put garlic, if I want like a garlic flavoring in the steak, then I put garlic in the steak. I put garlic with the steak while I'm cooking it.
Ooh, you know what's really good? I've done this. You mix garlic and butter and get that melted down and then pour it on top of the steak.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
Yeah. Like usually like I'll take a couple cloves and crush them and then I'll roast them in the pan with the steak. Like I'll fry them in a pan with the steak.
You pan fry steaks. Like I can't do that much.
And then as it's there, then I'll throw butter in and then I'll spoon it on top of the steak.
Yeah. I say like it's the worst thing ever. It's just not a preference. It's like, oh God, you pan fry your steaks.
Like some kind of animal.
What's next? You're gonna punch puppy dogs? Like, it's really not that bad. Tiff's done it a few times.
For pleasure.
I just don't prefer it.
Yeah, I usually pan fry steaks. Because I don't really have, because I mean, like, my options are pan fry it, broil it, but I do not like broiling steaks. Or if I want to grill outside.
Yeah, I'm usually grill. That's usually what I'll go to for steaks. Or I'll boil them.
In milk.
But so we got Hank B. Laurie. What's this dude?
Hank B. Laurie. His father. Okay, you know what? I feel like I'm getting ahead of myself because
he didn't have a dad. Oh, that's sad. No, he literally didn't have a dad. Immaculate conception.
So first I'm going to tell you about how he was born in, let's see, when was he born? He was born in the early 1800s. Okay. So the setting I'm going to paint for you is the Civil War. All right.
Not so civil, very much war.
Yes. 1864, the Summer of Love.
Oof. Summer of cannonballs and muskets.
Balls. So let's see. Let's go with some background. The Lumbee people in southeastern North Carolina. This is a Native American tribe. Originated from various Native American groups, which were greatly impacted by conflicts and infectious diseases dating back to European colonization. Those who survived these disruptions grouped together in communities. In 1830, the U.S. government began a policy of Indian removal, and we all know how that went. Native Americans in Robertson County, North Carolina, were not subject to removal. Culturally, this group was not particularly distinct from the proximate European Americans. They were mostly agrarian and shared similar types of dress, homes, and music. They also spoke English and were mostly Protestants, and so they were kind of okay to keep around. Now, I'm setting this up because this is all going to play into the story of Mr. Lowry. Okay?
Okay.
So North Carolina, there are Indians around. There are Native Americans around. Why I said Indians. There are Native Americans around. Civil War. Okay? Alan Lowry, who was his father, I believe, was a respected, successful Lumbee farmer whose ancestral roots in Robertson County traced all the way back to the 1700s. He and his wife, Mary, had 12 children.
Dang. Which actually is not like a ton back then. That's like on par.
I know. Why is that? I mean, like, I understand, like, you know, like the advent of birth control and stuff like that. But like, even like there's a reason it's called the baby boom in like the 50s. And, you know what I mean?
Well, I mean, because everybody got back from the war and they started banging all at the same time and made some babies.
Like, my wife's mom is like one of like 8 or 9 kids, or, you know, some crazy nonsense. Like, it's,
you know, that's
like,
a good point, because like they had, you know what, Richard, I'm starting to think that they sold us a line of shit from back in the day that they had to work so hard because they had plenty of time to bang. And I don't know if
what the fuck else are they gonna do?
And like, well, Richard, I'm married and I have a sweet wife.
But we have Hulu.
That's true. The wives see that like, well, that's what a real man looks like. It's like, are you in the mood now? They're like, no, because I know what I missed out on. You're like, oh, yeah, I don't know.
That's the thing is like, well, I haven't seen another man for the last like 20 fucking years because I live on a farm and my closest neighbor is like a 3-day fucking walk.
Yeah. Well, yeah. And like getting pregnant isn't the easiest thing in the world. Right. And especially, you know, they talk about like, you know, they didn't like health wise, like we are so much more healthy in terms of our diets. We're so healthy. We're overweight. Yeah. Back then that wasn't the case. At least that's what we're told. Yeah. And so like, you know, you add that on top of like the extra work. I mean, yeah, they didn't have birth control, but like, it's not just a one and done type thing.
They're chucking out kids like nobody's business.
Yeah. You know what it probably was? They didn't have underwear back then.
Oh.
Yep.
Everybody's dick's hanging out. And they're like, well, it's here.
Yep. Well, I was going to say like, yeah, because you have that
jump
suction.
In the lake for a second.
Alan, just jump in the lake.
Wash your genitals. On at least one occasion, the Lawrys assisted Union escapees. In 1864, wealthy planter and Confederate postmaster James P. Barnes accused some of Lawry's sons of stealing 2 of his hogs and butchering them to feed Union escapees.
I thought North Carolina was part of the Union.
See, and that I do not know. It's probably like in that weird area where it's like, maybe it is, maybe it isn't.
Kind of half and half, kind of like Missouri and Kansas kind of were.
Yeah.
Oh, yep, that's what they did. They contributed to both. So depending on the area.
He ordered the Lowry family to stay off his land under threat of being shot. It remains unknown whether some of the Lowry sons actually stole the hogs or whether Barnes falsely accused them with ulterior motives. On December 21st, 1864, Barnes was ambushed and shot as he made his way to the Clay Valley post office. His screams drew the attention of several neighbors and slaves, and shortly before he died, he accused William and Henry Barry Lowry, 2 sons of Allen, the Lumbee farmer.
Did he get his letter mailed?
Probably not.
Oh, he's probably
he was on his way.
He's like, I got the Publishers Clearinghouse. I can win.
The Native Americans' aid to the Union escapees, their attempts to dodge labor conscription, and the murder of Barnes drew the attention of the Confederate Home Guard.
CHG.
So the Confederate Home Guard was like basically think of like militias.
Yeah, it'd be like the like a National Guard probably kind of thing.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I would say it's even more loosely organized than the National Guard. It was like I said, like the best way I could probably describe it is like militias. So drew the attention of the Confederate Home Guard. One prominent officer of the Home Guard in Robertson County was James Brantley Harris. He had sold liquor to the Native Americans before the war, but upon its outbreak was tasked by the Home Guard with tracking down deserters, escapees, and maintaining order.
Oh, shit. Is this the story about that one movie with, it's not Brokeback Mountain.
Mel Gibson. You're thinking of The Patriot.
No, there's another movie. What is that movie? Cold Mountain. Yeah, with Renee Zellweger, Nicole Kidman, and Jude Law.
Oh, yeah. Fucking Wolverine was in that too, right?
I don't know. Charlie Hunnam was in there. Jack White was in there. That movie, Richard, I saw with my girlfriend at the time in the theater, and there's two specific scenes that are pretty risque.
Really?
Yeah. Well, there's this one where he shows up because he's on. So basically, the reason I thought of this is because the whole movie goes around these two like guard guys that go after deserters, right? And so they've kind of like taken over the town, and like they will say people are deserters even though they aren't. They're kind of like running roughshod over this town. But as this one guy is trying to get back to his wife or girlfriend, they end up like at this place, and it's like the guy, and he's got like 6 women with him, and like they start drinking, and it kind of like starts to slowly turn into like the Civil War era orgy. And like one of the ladies, like one of these ladies has her head down by his area, and I was like, wait a second, like I was told this didn't happen until the 1900s.
Wash your genitals.
Yeah, there's a couple
scenes.
And then
Nicole Kidman's like, it's all right, guys. I was in Eyes Wide Shut. I know what to do. Everybody put on masks.
But yeah, there's a couple scenes where you're like, whoa, good movie. Cold Mountain, more like Hard Mountain, am I right?
So James Brantley Harris was ordered to maintain order. Lumbee oral histories portray him as hot-tempered and brutal. During the war, he became attracted to a young Lumbee woman, provoking the ire of her boyfriend. The boyfriend stated he would kill Harris if he interacted with his girlfriend again, leading Harris to try and kill the man in a night ambush. He ended up shooting the man's brother, and the man's brother was a nephew of Alan Lowry.
Oh, shit. This sounds like the theme to Cold Mountain.
I know, right? I was going to say, like, as soon as you said that, like, I went to, like, I immediately scrolled to the bottom. I was like, oh, shit, is this the story of Cold Mountain? No, I think we're good.
I haven't seen it or anything. Oh, that's a tough movie to go see, like, with your girlfriend at the time, too, because they talk about a part where it's like, well, in some customs, like, you don't have to be officially married. Just saying it 3 times means you're married. And, of course, you got to look over at your girlfriend and be like, I marry you. I marry you. Oh,
I'm tired. Joke's on you. I said olive juice the whole time. It's not legally binding. Though local authorities ignored the killing, Harris became fearful that members of the Lowry family might attempt to attack him in revenge for the death of Jarman. 2 of Jarman's brothers were working at Fort Fisher, but several weeks after the killing, they were granted leave and returned to Robertson County to visit their parents. To preempt any attempts at vengeance, Harris led a home guard unit in arresting the brothers on charges of desertion.
Oh, yeah.
And then said he would transport them to the Moss Neck Rail Depot where they could be taken by train back to the fort. On his way, he dismissed his fellow guardsmen, telling them he could manage the 2 handcuffed prisoners by himself. Once they were alone, Harris beat them to death, later claiming they had attacked him and he acted in self-defense.
Oh, shit. I thought we were going to go from Cold Mountain to a little Brokeback Mountain, but it turned into just a Joker scene with a bat.
An inquest was conducted and a warrant for Harris's arrest was issued. On January 15th, he was shot and killed while riding his buggy, and his body disposed of either in a nearby well or an unmarked grave.
Oh.
Henry Barry Lowry and some of his associates were suspected of the killing. So this is like seriously like some Game of Thrones kind of shit.
Yeah, Hatfield McCoy's kind of thing.
Yeah, like you got the Lowrys and then fucking Harris shows up and he kills the Lowry's nephew, like the head Lowry's nephew. And so then two of the sons are like, we're going to get you, Harris. And then he's afraid that that's going to happen. So then he sends two sons off and he beats them fucking senseless.
Yeah. So he's like, I'm worried these people are going to kill me. So I'm going to kill more of their family.
I'm going to kill them first.
Yeah, it's like just all big like miscommunication. Like these people are spread out at this point too. Like, why are they so violent with each other? Love triangle. That's what it was. Yep,
that's what it was.
Yep, because I mean, it's like, all right, I can either have this lady or my cousin. It's all the choices I got.
Fearing Harris's death would lead to a retaliation from the Home Guard, local Lumbee began preparing for violence. Short on food and weapons, they began stealing from white-owned farms and plantations. While citizens were infuriated by the decline of law and order, and the Home Guard suspected that the Lowry family was responsible. On March 3rd, a detachment of the Home Guard under Captain Hugh McGregor,
humongous penis.
He arrested Alan and Mary Lowry, three of their sons, William, Calvin, and Sinclair, some female relatives, and their Lumbee neighbor, George Dial.
Damn, like you think like all this is going on, like, do you think we got anything better to do right now? Like, I don't know, fight a war?
Isn't there a civil war going on? Be like, there's a civil war at home. Be like, yeah, that's why it's called a civil war.
No, it's a civil war. So it doesn't make sense.
It's like that time that, Captain America and Iron Man, like they got mad at each other. And
it's really just one big miscommunication. Like, is that what this civil war is about? Let me go see what this is about. You look up what it's about. It's like, oh, no, yeah.
Oh, guys, it's not a miscommunication. There are some fundamental differences.
And why does this water taste funny? Oh, dead body.
The women were locked in the smokehouse while the men were interrogated outside, facing accusations of highway robbery, aiding Confederate deserters and Union escapees, stockpiling weapons, and having dodged labor conscription. The men denied these accusations, and the guardsmen locked them in the smokehouse, held a kangaroo court that determined their culpability, selecting a jury from among their own ranks.
That's ridiculous. So now they get on a boat, they go all the way to Australia to get 12 kangaroos, come all the way back.
So Alan and William were found guilty.
Were they like, I find you guilty, guilty, guilty? Well, he said it 3 times. Damn it.
They were taken back to their farm and they were executed by a firing squad.
Back then, like firing squads now, I heard like only one person has an actual legit bullet, so they don't know who did the killing.
I think that's always been the case. Firing squads were actually still around in like the early I don't remember when the last firing squad method of execution was, but I think it was like a lot late. It was like in the 1900s.
I thought there was one fairly recently because there's a state where you can request your form of execution, and somebody requested that.
But yeah, that's what they do. Like basically, like they pick like all of the people that are shooters are all very excellent marksmen. Like they're selected because of their ability to shoot things well. And they're all given guns and only one has the real bullet and all the rest have blanks. But so that way none of them know who was the one that actually fired the killing shot.
Yeah. I've heard that with like the electric chair too. Like there's 2 switches or something.
Oh, that I don't know.
Yeah, which seems stupid because like if one of them's hooked up, like that's always the kill switch. It's like somebody's got to know.
No, like when you throw it, it's supposed to do that weird, like when it happens, right?
Yeah, something like that.
That's what, I don't know. Everything I know about big electrical switches, I learned from Frankenstein. According to one account, Henry hid in the woods nearby and witnessed the entire thing happening.
Oh, shit. So it's like Punisher style.
Right? So Henry's in the woods and like all this fucking like, you know, like shit's going on between fucking, you know, the home guard and the Lowry family. And then this guy just sees his father and his brother like basically murdered. I mean, basically murdered because, again, like, you know, kangaroo court and all that. For nearly a decade after that, Henry conducted raids in southern and northern Carolina, primarily in Robertson County, and against upper-class whites. He became the most hunted outlaw in the state's history.
Oh, this sounds like the underrated, unknown Jesse James.
I mean, I was going to say Robin Hood, but yeah.
I mean, a little bit. I mean, Jesse James kind of did. I mean, he was kind of glorified.
Well, like Kevin Costner Robin Hood, like the real Robin Hood, right?
Yeah, the Robin Hood
the real Kevin Costner Robin Hood.
Yeah, the Robin Hood from England that didn't speak like an English person.
Exactly.
I love that movie when I was a kid.
Like on Netflix now.
Oh, man.
Like, you know how like Netflix goes into like when it goes into like kind of like standby mode, like screensaver mode, and then they're really pushing me to watch fucking Robin Hood Prince of Thieves.
I can't. That's one of those I swear if I go back and watch, like it's just
like you're gonna hate it as soon as you like you have this memory of it. You're like, oh, wasn't it? I mean, like I get it. I get why it was probably bad, but in my head, I don't think it was that bad. But then you watch it and then you're going to be like, oh my God, this is so much worse than I thought it was.
What's the Bryan Adams song for that?
Everything I do it for you.
That's it. Oh man.
Yeah. I know that because I played it to a girl I liked when I was like in 4th grade.
How'd that work out?
How do you think it worked out, Shawn?
I didn't know you knew Amanda in 4th grade.
Somebody killed my father and my brother over it. And
Every
so
girl
I learned how to shoot a bow and arrow.
Every girl I had a crush on, same thing. That song kicks on. It's like, oh, Tabitha. Oh, Judy.
He became during the war, Henry Barry Lowry often flouted the authorities who hunted him over 8 years.
Oh, damn.
He murdered the presumed head of the local Ku Klux Klan, John Taylor, after which Lowry and many others escaped into the surrounding swamps, a tactic they would use over and over again and which would prove highly successful at helping them avoid capture.
So this was during the Civil War, and he said he was on the run for 8 years, but the Civil War was only for 4. So they can. So I guess this was all happening after the war had ended.
Yes, this was during and after the war.
Oh, damn.
As the war dragged on, food became scarce as more outliers, including escaped slaves, Confederate deserters, and Union prison escapees, fled to the sanctuary of the swamps. The guerrilla band decided to live off the wealthy class of people instead of the poor, and the band raided plantations and distributed food to the poor in Pembroke, North Carolina, which was known then as Scuffletown or the Settlement.
Scuffletown. I like that name.
I know, I like that too.
That'd be interesting to see, so they're probably like Union Yankee people that they're raiding if it was post-war, because anybody that had anything during the war probably lost all of it, I would assume.
Well, this was during the war.
Oh, okay.
So basically he starts doing this raiding in 1864.
And the war ended in 1865.
Right.
I just looked it up. I don't know that by heart.
So he's killing KKK members and raiding plantations and then distributing food to, his band of, I guess, merry men is probably the best way I can call it.
So was the Ku Klux So the Ku Klux Klan started right after the war. So I'm just having a tough time knowing timeline. So he started doing the stuff to the KKK after the war? Or would it have been like what the pseudo KKK was during the war?
Probably the latter.
Okay. That would make sense.
Governor William Holden declared Lowry an outlaw on November 10th, 1868.
Ooh.
Lowry surrendered and was jailed in Lumberton, but then, Shawn, he escaped.
Nice. Man, this is like all my favorite Wild West people rolled into one. You got a little Jesse James. You got a little like Robin Hood, even though he's not Wild West. This is like Billy the Kid escaping from jail after surrendering. Yeah. Billy the Kid did that. I don't know if you knew that or not, Richard.
He what?
He escaped.
I did know that.
Yeah. That like scene in Young Guns is not 100% accurate, but like that event actually happened.
Yeah.
Like he surrendered and then something happened, so he got away and he shot that sheriff.
Yeah, he shot that sheriff, and then Bon Jovi was like, "Wanted! Wanted!" 8 members of the band were captured in the winter of 1869 and 70. 2 were tried and found guilty, but escaped from the Wilmington jail where they were imprisoned. The band continued its raids and killings. On the 12th of November, 1870, so again, like you said, this is well after the war. On November 12th, 1870, a federal artillery battery was sent to Robertson County to subdue the Lowry band, but failed to contain the raids.
Oh, damn. This is kind of interesting because, like, you think about, like, post-Civil War, a lot of people that were kind of, like, involved with it, like soldiers and stuff, they started moving west because that was really kind of the big west migration because there was untapped land. It was a little bit more, like, uncontrolled. And, like, this is, like, all the stuff happening, but on the East Coast still, like, in America proper at this point.
Yeah. Yeah. In 1871, the General Assembly offered a bounty on Lowry and Colonel
What was he wanted?
Dead or alive.
Dead or alive.
Colonel Francis Marion Weishart organized a militia unit in an effort to capture Lowry, but only managed to seize several members of the band.
Which instruments?
Bass and theremin.
I mean, it's kind of tough to get your band going just those two, but I mean, you can work around it.
On October 15th, 1871, federal troops withdrew from the county, and in early 1872, the Lowry band conducted a lucrative raid on Lumberton, after which Lowry apparently disappeared.
Ooh. Could you imagine like a time now where like if it was like this big instance where they had somebody like cornered and then the government's just like, you know what, fuck this. We don't want to kill him. It's up to you. We're going home.
Yeah. Yeah. Like, oh, fuck it.
Yeah, it's like when they had the Unabomber cornered. It's like, you know what? Never mind. Like, you guys handle this.
Like, you got this.
Wait, but, huh?
You brought us all the way here.
We have faith in you.
Bringing us to the brink, you just, oh.
We're going to get blamed for something bad.
Lowry's disappearance marked the end of the Lowry band.
Oh, so he disappeared?
He disappeared.
Don't know where he's at?
Don't know where he's at.
Did he show up like 30 years later on a hill in an old coat wanting to tell somebody a story?
By the close of 1872, the remaining members had been killed, and in late February 1874, Stephen Lowry came out of hiding to join in a party at the John McNair plantation. He laid down his rifle to play a banjo, but as he was about to start, 3 bounty hunters who had been tracking him attack. 2 shoot him and hit him, while the 3rd struck him with an axe.
The 3rd shot the other 2 bounty hunters so he could get the bounty for himself.
Django!
There he is. Bang, bang. Bang, bang. Ow! He shot us. Yeah.
Who's that?
He shot you.
Is that Lowry? Yes. Are you sure? Yes. Are you positive? I don't know what positive means. It means you're sure. Yes, I'm sure that's Mr. Lowry. Boom, bang. The following day, they took his body to Lumberton and collected the bounty, and the Lowry War ended. So he left. He was like, I'm done. And he left. He was gone for 2 years.
Yeah. And this is 2 years in terms of like Wild West time. So that's like 2 decades.
Yeah. He was gone for 2 years. He probably went to that party and nobody knew who the fuck he was.
Yeah.
They were like, why is this old man show up with a gun?
Yeah. Well, no, I mean, they all had guns then. So it would have been probably a big deal that he had a gun.
Some kid was like, my grandpa told stories about him 2 years ago, back in the before time.
He died of dysentery and bad teeth.
Just like my pa. But I want to know, here's what I want to know. Who, like what made these bounty hunters, like, try and track this guy for 2 years?
Well, that's so like they probably were tracking him for 2 years in this area, and like he knew he was getting like caught up. He's like, oh, like he came on this party just like, like they're closing in on him. He sees the lights. He's like, oh, I can go here and hide out. And he's like, oh man, it's a party. Walks up and he sees the banjo just sitting there by itself. He's like, well, if I'm gonna go out, I'm gonna go out strumming.
What song do you think he played?
Probably one that we can't repeat because it was the South.
See?
Yeah.
That's smart. You're smart.
Yep.
That's smart thinking. That's good thinking. So Shawn, I just realized this at the bottom of this article.
Oh shit, does it say Cold Mountain?
It does say Cold Mountain.
Oh, I feel so good. Yeah, I mean, well, because
it says see also Cold Mountain novel.
Nice. So, yes. Well, I think the novel and the movie were closely tied together. But yeah, I
would think they got the same fucking title.
Man, now I need to rewatch that a little bit because there's the whole like couple of guys were hiding in the mountains and they were band members. Yeah, man, I feel good about myself kind of making that connection. It was weird because one of the Nat Guard guys was like albino in that movie too, for some reason.
Oh, damn.
Yeah. Which, I mean, it was like, you'd think in that time they'd been like, freak of nature. And
yeah, they would probably think like, you're marked by the devil.
And he comes out, he's like, woogie, 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 woogie. I mean, it's like when the dog barks at the gator. It's like, you kind of deserve it at that point.
Whatever's in the years since 1872, Henry Barry Lowry has become a folk hero in the Tuscarora region and the Lumbee Indians. For present-day North Carolinians, Lowry is a controversial figure. He was thought by his defenders to be a hero and by his critics to be a common criminal. Since 1976, Lowry's legend has been presented every summer in the outdoor drama Strike at the Wind in Pembroke, set during the critical Civil War and Reconstruction years. The play portrays Lowry as a cultural hero who flouts the South's racialized power structure by fighting for his people's self-determination and allying with the country's downtrodden citizens, poor whites, and African Americans. And so basically, like in his group, he had like escaped slaves. He had Native Americans. He had like the poor, the indigent. That was who made up Lowry's like band. And they're like hiding out in the swamp and fucking sticking it to the man.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. They're playing their banjos like, gonna go fight the man. Gonna kick him in the head.
I'm looking and I'm not seeing like a specific thing in the Cold Mountain novel that says like, oh, we pulled this from, the story of fucking Henry Lowry. It doesn't say that, but it's like, I'm reading it and they're like, North Carolina, Confederate Home Guard, kill a bunch of people, guy gets mad. So, I mean, I guess it is without being is.
Oh, yeah, and he's not even named that. His name's Inman. in the movie.
Yeah.
Which was weird to me. Renee Zellweger's Ruby.
It looks like it's Inman in the book as well.
Yeah, because I always thought that was a weird name. Because the way she's like, Inman. Like, how do you like yell that in bed? Because I mean, it's almost like it's you're getting going. She's like,
Inman, you're in me.
No, it's like, Inman. Yeah, I'm in. Inman. Listen, I can only do what I can with what I have. Inman. Listen.
You know what? It's like throwing a hot dog down a hallway, all right?
I can't believe I washed myself for this.
Bitch about it.
I can't believe I washed myself for this.
Yeah. I jumped in the lake for you and everything.
Yeah. Don't you know there's gators in there? Could have got my wheelie bit off. You know what happened to my dog? Chomped. One bite.
But fuck it. You're still getting pregnant. Because we're going to have 18,000 children.
Yep.
Because it's, before 1970.
I need to like find a scientific like explanation for that, because that's a really good point. That you would think that now would be easier to get. I mean, obviously birth control is aside, but
you know what I think, and this is probably just me speculating here, but I would imagine that the reason that that people back then had a lot of kids is because the mortality rate for children was probably a whole lot higher. And so they were probably like, crank out a bunch of kids and whoever makes it, makes it.
Yeah, that's what I've always been told. But I just find it, like, just thinking off the top of my head, like, I find it hard to believe that, like, people working their asses off all this time would be like, hey, you know what we should try to do? We should try to have a kid. Like, I felt like it was more just happenstance. Like, oh, pregnant again. All right, well, hooray.
Wow, shit. Now I got to plan a whole nother field.
Yeah. Hopefully in 4 years I'll have some help. Actually, it's probably 2 years. I don't know. It's interesting to think about.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess I don't. That's my assumption. My assumption is like, let's have a bunch of kids because we don't know how many of them are going to make it to the end.
Yeah, I remember that was like the help too was always a big thing. God,
the help,
like having help for like the farm and stuff.
Yeah, exactly. Could
you imagine like somebody now says like, oh my God, we're gonna have 12 kids? Like, what the fuck is wrong with you?
Oh, yeah, I know. Like. Now the only reason that you want to have like more than like 6 kids, the only reason you want to have more than 6 kids is so you can like get a show on TLC.
Mm. Well, like what's the, like you have 1 kid, everyone's like, oh, when are you going to have 2? And you have like 2, 3, 4. Like, what's the number where people are like, God, just like get off of her?
I'm going to say it's after 4. I'm going to say after 4.
I was going to say
I'm going to say 4 is everybody's limit.
I think
at 5, that's when it's like, all right, like,
yeah. 4, you hear about the 5th one, you're like, okay, you're done now for sure.
You understand how this works, right?
Yeah, like my mom came from a family of like
this is the 1870s. They're all probably gonna make it.
Odds are good. Odds are in their favor.
Because like I have 3. The thought of having like 4 times that amount. Oh.
Well, back then too.
Like what job would you have to have?
Oh, like now? Yeah, I don't know.
Like, there's no way.
I mean,
there's no way.
Because even though back then, like, even if you had 12 survive, by the time they're like 14, 15, 16, they're probably off on their own.
There was a story I saw on Reddit like yesterday that said that the quote unquote most fertile woman in the world over the course of her lifetime has had 44 children, all by the same man.
I mean, like, you do the math on that. I mean, she's literally, because like, what is it, like a month or 2 after you have a kid, you still can't like get pregnant? Like,
I have no idea. I don't know if that's true.
Oh, I thought there was like a short time period, like everything is like, healing.
Because like the youngest of my 2 sisters, the youngest 2 of my sisters, like they're only like 11 months apart.
Yeah, so I guess that math wouldn't work out there. So your dad, like, once everything was like cleared by the doctor,
I guess. I mean, I don't think that. I don't think that was the plan.
It typically isn't.
I don't think that was the plan.
But you think 40 did she have all 44 kids, or was there like
I just saw the headline. I didn't actually read the thing.
Because you do the math. I mean, that's 44 times 9 is 396 months.
In that case, like you've been pregnant
33 years.
More of your life than you've not been pregnant.
Yeah. You've used pretty much every one of your producing years to make a baby.
Yeah. That's crazy to me.
I mean, good on them if that's what they want. Imagine how many grandkids they have.
Totally. Oof.
I mean, even if all the
But I'm saying, like, you know what's funny is, like, okay, people that, like, hey, I'm, working a dead-end job and I'm barely making ends meet and I have 4 kids. Meanwhile, like, or 5 kids or whatever. Meanwhile, like, Elon Musk is like, I have 1.
Yeah. He eats.
Be like, I don't want to have 2 because, like, then how am I going to support 2 children?
Yeah. Well, I mean, I don't know. Like, especially you think like the time we were talking about, like, legit people starved. Like, you ate just what you had.
Yeah. There's only so many characters in the weird serif fucking Wingdings alphabet. And so I'll run out of names for these kids.
Shit, yeah. How are you going to come up with like 44 names?
Oh, I just meant like Elon Musk.
Oh,
he names his kid and fucking looks like he names his kids with fucking in widgets or Wingdings or some fucking whatever font clip he decided to suggest to him when he was picking out names.
Yeah, he's an odd duck. Well, him and his girlfriend just broke up.
They did.
Yeah,
they did.
I read somewhere that like she was with him just because she thought she could go to space, but then he told her it was a boys' trip only. That's why they broke up. Yeah, I mean, that's where we are in society, Richard. Got some weird people out there.
But you know what? She's gonna take half his money and then she's gonna build her own space rocket.
Ooh, is she? Is she entitled to half his money? Hopefully, he's gonna give her something, right?
I would. He's got 80 quad bajillion dollars. I would think that she should get something.
Yeah, I would think so. I mean, he could give her one of the houses I'm sure he owns, and that would sell probably for $1 billion.
Anyway, before I get mad, let's wrap this show up. Shawn, what do you want to? What is your closing thought on the story of an American Robin Hood that is William Lowry?
I am just glad to know that Cold Mountain was based on a true story. So now we need to figure out what story Brokeback Mountain was based on and cover that next time.
My autobiography.
I think that was based off of a book or something, wasn't it?
I think so. I think it was a book, yeah.
Never seen it. Not for any actual specific reason, just haven't seen it.
I haven't seen all of it. I've seen most of it.
Have trouble getting through all of it.
The end gets like the end's like really like very visceral.
Yeah, I think I just read. I don't know why I was reading something about the ending on that because I think some podcast was talking about it. But yeah, it's pretty. Because what is spoilers, but what does the guy die from? Jake Gyllenhaal's character, or is it Heath Ledger's character that dies?
It's Jake Gyllenhaal.
What's he die from? Is it just
if I recall correctly, I think he got like beat the crap out of.
Oh, I was hoping it was like a horse accident. Now it's sad.
Well, I think if it was a horse accident, it'd still be sad.
It would be, but then it's not like there was bigots that beat the crap out of a gay guy because he was gay.
Nobody beat William Lowry except for the 2 guys that shot him and the one guy that hit him with an axe.
A lot of violence.
Well, this is America.
Yeah. All right. Well, let me do a little bit of housekeeping before we get any more sad. Visit our website. We're at languagebromance.com. Follow us on Twitter and Instagram at languagebro. Email us at bros@languagebros.com. And we always like to thank our 2 patrons, the 2 that would join us side by side to fight the man, Wendy and Aaron.
They could be in our band.
Yeah.
Oh my God, we could start a band and we'd live in the swamp.
Yeah, we could be the Swamp Lawrys.
I like it.
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
All right. Well, is there anything else if I close her out?
No, sir. I'm golden.
All right. Well, that's all the bromance we have for this show. Shawn?
And I'm Richard.
And remember, don't be a why. Be a why not.
Oh my God, that means that Lawry's seasoning salt is the salt of the outlaw.
Ooh, I like it. That should be the tagline.
Outlaw salt.
Not for the rich.